These people are part of a global study. We're about to investigate the urban myth, 6 degrees of separation. The idea that in a world of more than 6 billion people, everyone is connected in just a few steps. That's to say that you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows
me or anyone else on the planet.
When scientists began exploring 6 degrees, they made some profound discoveries. Nature has a hidden blueprint, a structure that connects us all.
The world is more highly, more globally, and more unexpectedly connected than we ever thought.
Testing an urban myth has led to an entirely new branch of science, network theory, and some believe it will change our lives.
Networks are important because if we don't understand networks, we can't understand how markets function, how organizations solve problems, or how societies change.
6 degrees has the potential to change the way we fight terrorism, predict pandemics, and combat disease. It may prove to be one of the greatest scientific insights of recent times. And for that, there's one person to thank: Hollywood actor Kevin Bacon. Mark Vidal is a geneticist at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. He's the target of our study to test 6 degrees of separation. The claim that everyone on the planet can be connected to everyone else in just a few steps. Is it real or just an urban myth? We'll find out.
Bei über 6,8 Milliarden Menschen auf der Welt wird es, denke ich mal, ganz schön schwierig, die richtige Person ausfindig zu machen.
We've chosen 40 people from around the world to see if they can get a package to Vidal. Our participants have never met him, and they aren't allowed to look him up on the internet.
Remélem, hogy sikerülni is fog.
The rules are simple. They must try and get the packages to Boston by passing it to family or friends, people they know on a first-name basis.
I have difficulty believing that they're going to be successful in delivering that package.
ممكن يروح أمريكا يعني مفيش حاجة ليه لا يروح أمريكا يروح.
Express.
Will any of the packages make it to Boston? And how many steps will it take?
8 steps, maybe?
One of our starters is college student Jessica Otto. She lives in the German town of Willich, near Düsseldorf.
I've sent the package to Kat. I thought because her boyfriend, he studied in Boston and he has to do something with physics. And I thought he would know a lot of professors, and I'm pretty sure that one of those knows Mark Vidal.
Guten Tag, Frau Otto. Ich ein Paket abholen. Dankeschön. So, tschüssi, Frau Otto. Herzlichen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal. Wiedersehen.
Testing 6 degrees of separation is not a trivial matter. A decade ago, the idea began intriguing a small group of researchers trying to explain the world using mathematics. It would eventually lead to the new science of networks. One of the founders of the theory is mathematician Steve Strogatz. His path to discovery began with a broken love affair.
Romeo's love increases the more Juliet is currently loving him. So our dot will be A. The more that Romeo currently loves her, the more that she recoils and wants to run away and hide. The equation looks like this. I had a tumultuous relationship. It was the first relationship of my life with a girl in college, and I couldn't understand what she was doing to me. And whenever I seemed to get closer to her and try to show her how much I loved her, she would back away. And then when I realized I better give up, this isn't going anywhere, then she was strangely attracted to me. And this push and pull felt to me, and probably this is why I had so much trouble with her, it felt to me like a mathematical equation. And so I started to write equations for this give and take or push and pull between two people, equations for the growth or decay of their love as a function of time. This to me is a beautiful thing. The unity of nature, that's something you can learn in physics, has the same mathematical description as the oscillations of a love affair, the ups and downs of a romantic relationship. The same formulas.
Having explained romance with equations, Strogaerts turned his attention to other mysteries. Nothing had perplexed him more than the phenomenon known as synchronicity.
How can a population of dissimilar individuals suddenly synchronize?
How do fireflies flash in unison across great distances, or crickets chirp as one? How does order emerge from chaos?
We're so used to thinking that if there's a group following acting in concert, it's because there's a conductor for the orchestra. But that's not necessarily so. There's 100 billion brain cells acting like the most complicated thing in the universe. And there's no cell that is the master conductor of the brain. The brain does it as a group. The heart has 10,000 pacemaker cells that tell the rest of the heart when to beat. Who's in charge? Who's the pacemaker for the pacemaker? Nobody.
Strogaerts was not alone in his passion for the simple elegance of numbers. Duncan Watts also wanted to make sense of the world with maths.
Here we are, sort of just kind of shambling through life, try to make sure the wheels don't come off, but nothing like science. And I started to think, this is what I should be devoting my life to try and bring something like science to this real world.
Watts had abandoned a promising career as Australia's top naval graduate to study physics. And when he arrived at Cornell University, Professor Strogaerts knew this was no ordinary student.
When I walked by his office, I saw a picture of him hanging by his fingertips from a sheer cliff in Australia. And I thought, that's the kind of person that I could see myself working with on a difficult problem.
Strogaerts had found a worthy collaborator with whom he could attempt to tackle some of the deepest mysteries of nature.
We would try to do something intellectually dangerous, to go to some place at the edge, some place that that people hadn't really thought about before, possibly even